My apologies for those who are watching right now. I have trouble with my microphone where my wind guard is not staying. There we go. Greetings everyone. Please give me a moment to make sure everything's set on up. Excuse me. Now I'm getting hiccups. Looks like everything's sort of boot on up. YouTube's taking its time though. There we go. Turn live chat windows. That's all good. Now I need to check my computer. And everything seems good to go. Let's open up this drink right here. And let's get started. Let's see. I do have some replays submitted by this person. Could do one of them. Let's see. Oh, US versus Panzer Elite. There is this one game I want to do first, which is Brits versus Panzer Elite. No, let's just do that one first. Greetings everyone, and Great here for another Company Heroes 1 replay. Spawn on the bottom side as the Panzer Elite forces. We've got Nero, who's coming from multiple Kaliningrad. Spawn on the north side as the British forces got Antius. Of course, not uncommon to see extra Kaliningrads as well as Pioneers versus the Brits for the faster capturing game. Since the British capturing game is a little bit sporadic, it's going for munitions or fuel. There's both the high yield and high munitions point over here. There's also high munitions, high yield points over here, with the two safe sectors back here, which may not necessarily be safe sectors for the Brits. So for the Kaliningrads, going for a second infantry section. Of course, without being a supply, these guys will be slow moving while moving the terrain here. We got a big pile of someone speaking foreign here, a whisper to the other player. I love how the whispers get sent to the whoever uploaded the replay, or whoever the host, whoever submitted the replay in games replay. You can also see the whispers, but I have no idea who actually submitted it on in. Oh, we do have doctrinal selected. We do have the Luftwaffe ground forces. You can see the camouflage pattern. I mean, you don't see it at all. Double Pan's Grenadier. Looks like both Kaliningrads rotate over here. He may have saw the blinking sector here and realized, I'm just going to let him have that region. Capture up the other half of the map. He has a safe sector, so if he captures this half of the map, he will have more than more income with the possible safe sectors. Do now left-hand point of view. Looks like HQ is packed on up. He maybe going to try to reestablish himself in the fuel sector. That's what he captured first. He may have to reestablish himself on the munitions sector. Fuel sector, of course, is always fun. Let's got more whispering here. So about 190 centimeter something. I don't know when this game has 190 centimeters, so I don't know what he's talking about. Or just in 19 centimeters, 190 millimeters. I have my mind auto-corrected it. By the way, do you have a... Oh, he has... That's a fast Panzer Jäger command. Want to see some fast 2-2s? Up and ready to go. Lieutenant does retreat back away over here. More intersections. It does do a full retreat here as well with the intersection. With the spoiled lieutenant, he's able to sprint his way forward, or at least jog. I suppose fired up is sprint.
We are losing territory.
Does pepper up the Kaliningrad a little bit. Kaliningrad here falling it back. Does go ahead and camouflage away, which should reveal, alert his opponent what doctrine's gone for if he didn't really pay close attention to the Kaliningrad itself. Panzer Elite command up on the field. Looks like this guy takes some early game. He does not logistics company, he's not literally 4-man squad. Looks like both guys are trying to get inside the garrison. I have no idea what's going on. Panzer Elite right now just needs to fall back and hit by 2 squads. More GD43 upgrades. So he has 2 Kaliningrads or 2 Panzer Grenadiers in the field, both are G43s. First 2-2 on the field. Kaliningrad's moving around. He needs to get out a faster field support truck, which there's not one in the field. He's going to have trouble with some of these 2-2s. They are vulnerable to small arms, but vulnerable doesn't mean countered by. New section moving over here. Does camouflage away.
We are losing a sector to the Commonwealth. Can now use the feared Luftwaffe ground force.
He does go for some Luftwaffe ground forces. I'm so surprised he didn't go for Fallschirmjägers first, though only 2 squads. Maybe he just wants a good repair squad. You know, let's go to some Wirbelwind, or not Wirbelwind, Flacker Wings. Does save the fuel sector. Somehow did not get decaptured. You could put perhaps a Flacker Irving around this VP to prevent it from going down, start keeping the VP game going. Right now he has double capture against him. You should probably if one of these kind of guys are too wounded, push on forward, send it back to the VP and start getting it secured. 2-2 advancing with the Kaliningrad for spotting. Speaking about Kaliningrad, we have one back here. Field support truck does get spotted. Looks like 2-2 fired 1 round before reloading. The Kaliningrad could try body blocking it. He is trying to body block it, how nasty, but we've got the Vickers replacement here. Kaliningrad may be going down. Getting peppered up quite a bit.
The enemy is seizing our territory.
Kaliningrad has gone down, and Carcass immediately got crushed, so you can no longer use a Bergantiga to get that recovered. It almost looks like he got crushed by the field support truck. He's going to try to button, he immediately deploys it. This course on the setting strategic point, trying to blitz on out of there. Still a bit button. Lieutenant wounded, gets inside his little trench. It can't really be pushed forward anymore. At this point in time, he needs to get out a quick sapper squad, get the Piats upgrading, and not mention upgrade repair the field support truck while the Piats being upgrading. Bofors, he could try to go for quicker Bofors, help protect him from being overran. Bofors, of course, are light vehicle counters, and which the 2-2 is one.
Commonwealth forces are capturing a friendly sector.
Advancing some heavy cover behind the hay. And Luftwaffe ground force looks like found a spot to be safely behind the 2-2 while getting repairs going. We do have now a casualty cleaning station here. Sappers holding field, probably being upgraded Piats now. Thought I heard one of those squads screaming, so I think the Sapper squad may got its upgrade. Kaliningrad did get plinked there a little bit more. Another 2-2 push way forward. Sapper actually still not upgraded. I thought they would be upgraded by now. Gotta be very close. Squads engaging in 2-2. Trying to get as much firepower into it. 2-2 is advancing. He needs the forward healing here. He must be low munitions. 2-2 is getting peppered up by the Vickers replacement. We'll slowly plink it down. This 2-2 is trying to get some repairs going. PS has been upgraded. Fires a couple shots. It fires shots while repairing. That's a little bit of a bug. Definitely not purposeful bugs. It looks like it does allow the slot weapon to be active if upgraded during repairing. I wonder if that makes any other weird bugs. Scope for squad does get suppressed. There's much needed important healing. Scope for squad does get suppressed there, but it's simply a retreat back wouldn't be too bad to care of cover suppression. We also captain this trench there, providing some extra defensive aura. A relatively quick Stuart wouldn't be half bad. What's this? Light ATF track. Be good versus Stuart. Short-barreled Panzer IVs I think would be excellent this moment. I always think short-barreled Panzer IVs will all be excellent versus Panzer Elite because the armor skirts will make it so it takes like half damage, if not 2/3 or less damage. Forget which one was which. And of course, it'd be good anti-infantry, good versus Stuart. Overall, the short-barreled Panzer IV just great versus Brits. The British player may. There's a Stuart there, very nice. If he has a prolonged field support truck, you may need to go for some Churchills. And not because I just want to see more Churchills, this is like the various doctrine in the game. Of course, light TF track will pose a problem to any vehicle. Start slowly, not to mention infantry like this Bren squad. Bren squad may get wiped out here. Stuart is way over there. Bren squad still alive. Hits another Piat model. The second Stuart would not be half bad right now. Light TF track only get hit one vehicle. Medic goes down. Piat rolls a pretty bad miss. Piat squad needs to fall back. Got a lieutenant here. Maybe we're going to get the captain back in this region by his defensive aura. Ansgar is pushing forward over here. Incendiary mortar running on in. Piats connects with the 2-2. Bren squad straight forward. Goes another hit there on this 2-2. Mortar half track causing quite a bit of issues, seeing how static the Brits are. Second Stuart now blown in the field. Kennegrad just idle back here. Stuart pushed right forward, needs to focus on that light ATF track. Light ATF track wasn't quick enough in the draw, though he should have vision of the Stuart's current location. Nope, the Stuart's just out of vision range. Light ATF track pushed right forward, in range of Stuart. Stuart pushed right forward. No crit shot there from the light ATF track. Piats push right forward. Light ATF track goes down. Now the Stuarts can break out of this, no problem. Lift off. Oh, there's a second light ATF track. My bad. The short engine crit there, but the second Stuart can push his way forward. Piat squad can take time repairing up that Stuart. Let's try to get the engine repaired. Though I think a mortar barrage is running in somewhere over here. That's a direct hit. Oh, those guys has to fall back. This Stuart just try to fall back. This Stuart can be a bit more aggressive, of course. Gets a pen there, the light ATF track. Needs a bit more than a pen right now.
We are losing a sector.
Trying to fall back now. Stuart's trying to fall back. Medic's grabbing some casualties. He needs another sapper, that's right. Repair sapper would be great.
We can use Luftwaffe ground forces to take the fight to the enemy. Forward supply lines are broken. Our munition stores are under attack.
We're almost exposing that Stuart.
Forward supply lines are broken.
Stuart rolls a miss. Stuart just simply getting overrun. Got this Stuart over here, trying to engage. Light hat track getting plinked by this intersections. This guy needs to fall back. Stewart push way forward.
We have territory out of
Just needs a couple good hits. Does get a hit there. There may be a possibility of a crit shot here. He has an angle. Throw send a bounce. Stewart gets a pen there. Stewart's trying to go for the kill. He's very wounded. 2-2s potentially could overwhelm him. This Stewart is alive. Got quite a bit of repairs on it, but looks like the sappers may pull force back if not wiped out. Piet sapper's still alive. Captain falling back there. Second light ETF track now deployed in the field. One more casualty, we get a free squad. LITF track pushed forward. And this Stewart is immobilized and has hardly any health. Mortar half track can just issue a barrage and easily pick it off. Mortar half track. Oh, light half track does finish it off. New sections pushed forward. The Panzer Elite player still not captured any VPs, including that safe one, which the Category looks like is next to it now. These guys slowly getting picked apart. Ooh, did the verbal one or Flak Irving do some friendly fire damage there? Taking some hits there, starting to fall back now.
Kampfgruppen have upgraded defensive operations.
Defensive operations now are researched by the Panzer Elite player. A little bit late on that, but it's not really heavy infantry focus. See here, looks like he has Veterancy 1 available on this Luftwaffe ground forces. Am I crazy? Yeah, it's right here. Yeah, my mind's a little bit melted at the moment. Nearly 5 command points. Now capture this VP. He sort of sacked a bit too many VP, so he could easily stem half of that bleed if he would have captured this VP in any opportunity he had. Maybe crit shot? Crit shot, destroyed engine crit. Mortar half track. Oh, he hits rolls and misses it. I think this is going to be a good shot from mortar half track. Oh, he's barraging Stewart. This would have been a better target there. Two-2's coming for a flank. It stops the repairs. Just this short engine crit, not full mobilization. Trying to take out that. Does take out that intersection there. A bit of friendly fire damage from the 2-2s as well. Looks like no sappers remain. This Stewart can just creep on back home. Mortar half track looks like a direct hit there. Mortar half track. You do not want to be there. That's got to be some big misclicks. Stewart received bounces from the light TF track from the rear armor, somehow. G2 moving around has split with Veteran C. Damage engine crit there, it's already and out of control. Fresh stag hound deployed in the field. Cromwell's could be nice, but there's light. It won't really solve issues with the light TF tracks. Maybe just going for mass stag hounds rather than Cromwells. He gets good hits there onto the light TF track. Stag comes straight forward with the Pentamount upgrade. Water half track does explode. Guys got guys cartwheeling away.
In the perimeter, our base is under attack. The enemy has moved against one of Germany's victory points.
Getting some repairs going over here. He needs quite a bit of repairs. Motor half-tracks maxed out efficiency. And through this entire time, a short-barreled Panzer IV would have been excellent. Looks like the field support trucks moving around. Is the engine still on fire? Visually it's not, but it seems like it's moving slower than normal. Maybe receiving multiple engine crits.
Luftwaffe ground forces have arrived and are now available for assignment.
Butterfly bombs would be very nice, but needs more munitions. As the player is at 177 tickets, even though he's been in a strong position the entire game, he's simply lacking field control.
Henschel strafing runs can now be requisitioned by our troops.
That's really enough munitions for the butterfly bombs, let alone the Henschels at the moment. Do you have a regular Cromwell on the field now? Cromwell advancing. Light ATF track needs to get that crit shot going. Fully mobilize the first shot. 2-2s need to be a bit careful. They're a little bit too close to it. He's getting repaired in combat. I don't think he's gotten much research. Oh, he has all the research going for Panther activation. Almost 1,000 manpower for it as well. As long as the motor half track continues barraging the Cromwell, it would deny all the repairs.
Supply lines are broken. We have territory cut off from supply.
Oop, howdy, sorry, I just saw your message. Mortars raining on in the Cromwell. Panther activation now complete. That half track goes down a little bit foolishly.
We are losing a sector to the Commonwealth. Our forward supply lines are broken.
Two moving around. Cromwell slowly being plinked on down. Once the Panthers get deployed in the field, he'll don't send it to the wounded 2-2. He could have easily just thrown away the 2-2 there. Yeah. Just have the mortar half track attack ground on the Cromwell. And that way, even though they won't have the increased rate of fire of the barrage order, at least they're able to just continue firing with no micro whatsoever. Or no additional micro. Kaliningrad deployed on the field.
Our supply lines are broken. We have territory out of supply. The enemy has destroyed one of the Kampfgrupp's vehicles.
How did that Kaliningrad go down? Am I crazy? Kaliningrad's gone down, and I have no idea from what. Did the PS manage to fire through everything and hit it? It was there for a moment, all of a sudden it exploded. The Kaliningrad has been pulling the field. We got a Firefly. Got triple capture in favor of the British forces. The Panzer Elite player sort of felt... Panzer Elite felt like he's been in a strong position the entire game. But it feels like he also sort of just threw it away. Damage and crit there. 2-2 does go down. Panthers can now be summoned. However, population cap is now his issue with the lack of field control. Captures the sector may give him the population room. He needs 24. Right now he has, what, 15? No. 23 spare populations. He needs to lose one man. There we go, he lost his man. He was that guy. It's usually a bad, usually a good saying. In this case, is that a bad saying? Good saying. Panther in range. Focus on the Firefly.
We have 25 points. We are on the brink of utter failure.
Destroyed engine crit. Panther does get button there, does lose the stat count. Got another Firefly pushing forward, +1 defense. Hits the other Panther. Panther's gonna target to the Firefly. 2-2 pushing forward, trying to hit the Piet squad. Bouncer on the Panther. Panther rolls a miss. Another Pender. Panther got distracted. Another Pender on the Panther, but did not finish it off. Main gun destroyed a crit there, not effectively neutering it. And the Panther does go down. We've got, looks like all-star artillery running on in, and the first round does not take out the Panther. Does at least get a good amount of damage from the infantry. Infantry's region needs to fall back. Panthers need quite a bit of repairs going. He has 13 tickets, does manage to capture up both the right VPs. Oh, more? Wait, oh, it's more officer artillery. I forgot the fact that that doesn't have to have a global cooldown, does it? You must be able to store up a lot of munitions and start really bringing it on in. This vehicle does get buttoned with minimal health. Does take a bounce there. Keep the frontal armor exposed. Lieutenant goes down. Focus on the sapper squad. The senior mortar drops on in, immolating the Korean squad. British players lost quite a bit. Panzer Elite players at max of population. 2-2 standing guard. It needs you to protect the VP.
Our enemies will cower as the Wirbelwind Flakpanzer is now available for deployment.
Verbal ones can all be summoned.
An enemy unit has fallen to our might against one of Germany's victory points.
Firefly push way forward. Does take a pen there.
Our comrades report the enemy has destroyed a vehicle.
Another Kaliningrad has gone down. Best use Broken to get that recovered. Rescue 2 Panther with not too much health, trying to gaze the Firefly. Firefly getting distracted by the 2-2. 2-2 does go down. If this seems to care for the VP, it may spell game over for the Panzer Elite player. These Force 3-4 does suppress down the Piet squad to save this Panther. This Panther has more health, getting some great crush there. Does cut the VP. He has very minimal time to start to flip that VP back. And the Panzer is falling back. Low off ground, supposed to need to go straight to the VP and start decapturing it. Does hit that squad there. Piet squad trying to fight about. Do have C3 in this Panther now. Takes a pen there from a Piet. And looks at this point will be decapturing time. Armor command truck now under siege. These Panthers need more repairs.
Ready to respond.
Armor command truck does go down. Kind of skittering around. Panther trying to receive some repairs there. Does crush the carcass there.
Germany is conceding a sector point to the Commonwealth.
I heard some artillery. Yep, artillery raining on in here. That's what it is. If I'm on map priest that has been ordained onto the field. It looks like this player may have backed out of the game. Yep, looks like he's backed out of the game.
The enemy is attempting to seize a few.
And that is the end of the game. This is Angrade saying thank you for watching, and on to next replay. Before I get on next replay, do you need to use the restroom? Please give me a moment. Let me know if you guys want to see 1v1 or 2v2. My apologies, I'm back. Excuse me. Let's see now. Let's go to a 2v2. Double Brits versus one of each. Could do that one. Or we could just straight up do one of each. Sorry, just open up another drink. And let's get started. Greetings everyone, and Grade here with another Company Heroes 1 replay. Spawn on the south side as the Panzer Elite force. We got Findu. Spawn as is Wehrmacht ally. We got Jojo. Spawn on the north side as the US forces. We got Adder. And spawn as the British forces. We got Fab. Why does it seem quiet? Where's the music? Did I turn on my volume on my headset? A little bit, actually. There it goes. Here's when I put on my headset. My headset's actually a little bit broken. One of the earmuffs, we're just gonna call it, the part that goes around your ear, tore off. So now I'm just having to put it roughly back in place and let it squeeze out the shot and pack it in place on my head. So I need to get a new headset. I just haven't gotten around to it. Plus I need a new microphone. Actually, probably need a little bit extra equipment. Just get it all in one go. And maybe actually use Amazon once every 10 years. I wonder if it even uses Amazon, honestly.
When we engage, I want to hear that G43 singing.
No wonder Amazon's model is quite bad, where it is not very profitable. Nobody ever uses it. After all, the only thing that produces a profit on Amazon is Amazon Web Services. Everything else does not make money. Engineers and Rifle Squad patrolling forward. We're going to go around here. Of course, with the fence line, there's a bit of a bad pathing. Hands grenades to get inside this garrison. There are 2 windows on this side. You see also the countryside here. Lord HQ, I'm guessing may have pinged right here. Howdy. So he's going for forward HQ. Oh, there it goes. Yep, forward HQ action now being started. And which he has 3 Panzer in the field for now. Schimwagen does take a bit of damage there. Scope Rifle Squad advancing. Rifle Squad rotating around. He is getting a little overwhelmed by multiple opponents, but his teammate has his Schimwagen there. Another Panzer here. However, there's only 2 winners on the side, so it's not a great garrison. Although he does use Point as marksman there. A single 3-man squad he only needs inside the garrison. Forward HQ has been established. Does pull out the G43 squad there. Doesn't reinforce and the attack move this way. We do have now his teammates MG42 sitting him up. That's very good. Though coverage right there is not great, but you can't get into an excellent position while under fire.
Defensive operations have been
Rifle Squad forward over here. He's pushing pretty far forward. Engineers managed to capture the point. Can start capturing everything else. Leningrad does take a bit of fire there. No doctrine selected just yet. Firing line of Panzer Grenadiers here, and his team's MG42 pushing forward. Honestly, keeping MG42 right here wouldn't be half bad with the forward HQ. It'll just help lock down that region with forward reinforcement and eventually forward healing. More Panzer Grenadiers. Lieutenant's now falling back. This one may be needed or used for building structures. Right now, this Rifle Squad, ooh! Rifle Squad does pivot up that sniper a little bit. They must have just got done capturing that fuel center. I was heading over this point and managed to get the intercept. This is a cutoff sector.
An enemy unit has fallen to our might.
Snipers need to start running this way. Everything else needs to start falling back. MG42 is very preoccupied. Looks like it's going to be a dead sniper. Sniper has taken some damage. Pioneers just need to charge and engage that rifle squad. He does actually manage to shake them. Did I just... Oh, rifle grenadiers. Rifle grenades. Ooh, get some good splash hits there. When you are really tight clustered like that, those rifle grenades will be quite painful. Oh, does have forward healing here as well. Very nice. Panzer Grenadiers and Schimwagen engaging the riflemen. You guys to the fuel sector and run. Can grab over here. Sniper peppering up that rifle squad. Let's see, he has 2 snipers in the field. Rifle grenade connects. Pioneers engage the riflemen.
G43 upgrade complete. Squad ready. The enemy is attempting to seize a fuel point from us.
Fuel sector being captured. Right now they've forfeited quite a bit of map to their opponents. British HQ is here. It may be a good idea for the Panzer Elite player is to start capturing the right side of the map. He has more mobile squads. His opponent has MG42s and snipers, slow assets, not meant for capturing sectors. So I think the Panzer Elite player should start splitting up his squads, start capturing up everything. No, oh, we do have a mortar pit here. Very good. Hopefully it's in range of the MG. I think it is. Panzer Grenadiers heading up north for the... Got splashed there quite nicely. And splashed there as well. The Scorpion squad does get suppressed. And more rifle grenades firing away, just firing over the hedge line just causes so many issues. And since the Panzer Grenadiers are blobbing way forward, they're taking a lot of splash. Splash, mortar. That mortar could hit these guys. I think it's firing over here. That's a rifle grenade. Might be a good idea to start barraging the MG42 since the MG40 has not moved around, so it should be pretty easy to barrage it. Kaliningrad took some severe damage. Schimwagen. Oh. Our squad got picked off. Ooh! I did not see that landmine. Nice little pick there for the landmine. 2 engineers, 1 rifle squad's only thing on the field for the US player. MG42 is getting hit, still in the same spot, getting splashed by everything. Lots of explosions sitting right there. The British player has a pretty good composition of just hurling explosives. Like I always say, hurling explosives is far more effective than hurling insults. Right now, it'd be a good idea for the Panzer Elite player to start eyeing the the British player start taking up. Canister shots would be particularly effective, but then again, one-arm canister shots not particularly effective. Howdy.
Barely need it. Don't fuck up.
Schimwagen does pepper up the rifle squad up there. Engineers getting sniped. First one on the snipers. Does pin down the Bren squad. The rifle grenadiers is once again getting AoE suppressed. 2-2 deployed on the field. Looks like he hit throw explosives into the garrison. Oh, looks like this got hit. Oh, yeah, it's getting hit by this. I don't know why these static units like this, I just glaze over them. Nice thing about computers too, you got the decorators.
We are losing ammunition depot.
But for me, I could easily miss a vehicle in the middle of a field. After all, it's dark colors and dark colors, so when you just sort of have scanning with your eyes, it can easily be passed over.
The enemy is
Does
weakening
kill
even
off
now.
that rifleman. This player lost both of his rifleman squads, look like. Do you have a half track here? A quad half track. Against snipers, if you're going to have trouble keeping your rifleman alive, just don't build rifleman squad versus snipers. If you got a replay, you can go ahead and submit it to me. I'll take a look at it. I do have another replay that's somebody's submitted a pile of them to me, so I'm just been sort of picking at them. Probably going to do one next round. And looks like the quad half track's getting peppered up by the emplacements. Looks like he's not getting. There is a pretty good volley there. Mortar half track. Light AT half track on the build queue. Snipers were camouflaged for a brief moment, or uncamouflaged. Does start prepping up that sniper there. This sniper's poorly controlled. He should have split them up. He didn't properly split them up. Reverse back this way. That's a possible direction of the sniper. Which way forward. Off of power shoot. Start hitting the... Of course, get more spam bots. I swear the spam bots nowadays are just broken. Light AT track pull in the field. Oh, got a pair of Wehrmacht landmines here. Unupgraded Greyhound. Did I just hear? Nope. I heard thought sort of landmine. Unupgraded Greyhounds are very vulnerable to small arms and to 2-2s. This Greyhound could have probably outright dive hit those landmines. Pack 30 gets a good shot there. Pack 30 gets main gun destroyed crit there. It's vulnerable to small arms, and the Pack 30 does pick it off. Shinvog was facing the wrong direction, so couldn't necessarily pursue it. Quad half track here, which may find these landmines. Goes this direction, because that is where his teammates' forces are. Looks like the Fort HQ is not getting decaptured at the moment. Got a British landmine here. Let's see, other than this pair of landmines, I mean, he didn't necessarily reverse into the sniper here. He took one guess, but didn't go to a sniper that went over here. And for the landmines, I only see those two. And here was either go left towards known pile of enemies, or right towards known enemies, or go left towards your teammates' stuff. Oh, landmine got detonated by a stray mortar. We do have now a 17-pounder here. We do have artillery barrage draining on in. I think the mortar half truck may have detonated another landmine, maybe right there. I also figured why the semantic mode breaks when you use it. It's because the game wasn't designed. That's probably explains why. Oh, artillery raining on in. I forgot the fact that widescreen was not existing sometimes. There goes that pack gun. Oh, and lost the half track a bit foolishly. Quad half track firing away.
The enemy will never be able to match the efficiency of our support command structure.
Landmine built here. Panzer Elite player does have quite a bit of manpower stored on it. He may be on for Panthers. Wehrmacht landmine there.
Attention, the enemy advances.
Kennengrad.
Jaeger command is now available to aid our worthy
See
cause.
another miss there. Do have now, of course, M10. Anything to stop it here? Light to have track straight forward.
Out of supply.
M10 does not get shot off there. Light TF truck pursuing. 2006 CRT monitors with 4x3 is still very dominant. I don't use flat screens anymore ever since I became a CRT infuserist. I didn't realize that could be a thing, but whatever suits you afloat your boat. I don't know if CRT can get to 1080p. Then again, that'd be 4x3. Pioneer's not falling back. Oh, landmine got detonated there. Oh, that one goes down to artillery shot. I'm not sure. It's got a lot of artillery raining in. Where it's all coming from, I'm not exactly sure. Snipers here. One sniper gets splashed up a little bit. And the British player is lagging a little bit. Quad half track here, which may find the snipers. Finds AT gun, does not find any snipers. So the front tire is missing the half track. Quad half track does go down. Artillery barrage there. Landmine I heard detonated somewhere. Yeah, some suspicious movement there, don't get me wrong. I wasn't paying close enough attention, I was looking at the half-track's missing wheel. Let's see, for example, I play Company Heroes 2 at that resolution that is higher than a 2K monitor. I can do resolutions higher than that. Most conventional monitors can handle it. Depends on what model monitor you have manufacturing. Well, a lot of resolutions is based on pixels. If you don't have enough pixels, you're going to have to heavily rely on anti-aliasing. Nope, looks like one of the snipers gone down. It looks like all 3 snipers went down. Yeah, I don't think the US player is map hacking, but there's an argument made the Brit is. Those artillery shots seem a little bit too well placed against the pile of camouflage units there. Rifle grenades, mortar half tracks, more officer artillery. How much munitions does that British player even have? He still has 200 munitions? He does have plus 78, so that's quite a bit. Plus 78. See, that's a medium. That's another medium. So there's 2 mediums, and we got observation posts all over right here. I suppose the Axis players have not really been catched with the flanks, so they forfeit a lot of resources. The US players also gone for a good number of observation posts. Yeah, almost everything is upgraded.
We are losing a strategic sector.
Let's see. For example, the monitor is LG Flatron. Yada. I can run that max resolution at 2K, but I also have it run at 50 Hz. CRTs don't have pixels. That's just magic. Even resolutions. Huh. You guys, I thought everything used pixels. Maybe I'm mistaken. One of those things like I just assume everything nowadays. Even back then I thought they all had pixels. Yeah, oh well. Got a good number of Panzer Grenadiers here. We got 7 Panzer Grenadiers. More officer artillery raining on in. If it gets a direct hit in the middle of the formation, that looks like a US offensive power shoot this time. We do have a Stu here. The Stu is quite damaged. 7 Panzer Grenadiers, maybe a little bit too much. These forces push it down south. There's a captain leashed. Lieutenant getting ripped apart there. And Bluesink brought in some more officer artillery here and retreats back through the gauntlet of artillery. Let's see, lost one of the Panzer Grenadier squads. The British player has a lot of manpower. Going for a Staghound now. Staghound at least will allow him to eye Fireflies and need them in the future. So he doesn't have pixel. It's an electronic gun inside the monitor that shoots a coating that lights up, produce colors. It's completely organic. It's alive! It's organic! It's alive! Sorry. I've been playing a little bit too much Solaris, so organic means not robots. We got now VP being re-secured. The allies have 488 and double capture favors, soon to be triple capture. Stu here looks like getting hit by something.
The men are ready when you are. Gun crew ready?
British forces pushing way forward. The Verma player has quite a bit of manpower stored on up, maybe same for Tiger Tank. And British player's lagging a moment. Bit more than a moment. But it's not pinging over here, so I'm not sure. He's busy microing over here.
We now have assault aircraft capabilities.
And looks like one of the Axis players made it back to the game. Looks like the Wehrmacht player.
We have 300 points left.
You only have a small window for the AI to be useful before it becomes useless. That's just normal for a stew. And we've got some officer artillery being brought in once again. Oh yeah, that reminds me. Old-fashioned monitors had the power supply also go to the computer, and then the computer passes the power supply along to the monitor as a way to also...
The enemy advances.
Back when also power strips were also not as reliable. Some weirder things like that. Still could go down, passive also firing from the AI. Dude, now looks like a assault grenade's being summoned. Is why would the AI throw assault grenades against the M10? Did I forget to mention how much I hate AI? Howdy. Map hacker is a term for somebody who uses a hack to show what's in the minimap. And of course, the AI is throwing assault grenades there. British players sort of blacking up a little bit. Looks like the Firefly does get fully immobilized. Panzer Elite Panthers are straightforward, but bad pathing, bad focus there. It's dancing around in front of the M10 a little bit too much. IT abstract here. We do have some artillery raining on in. Oh, also you are the one who asked about the auto dubbing yesterday. I believe I turned on auto dubbing, so let me know if you hear or see it. It may or may not be available for live streams, though. Panther taking some hits there. Do now have some artillery raining on in. Panther's being buttoned quite a bit. Artillery raining a bit far. And the Panther's just getting shelled like crazy. I reckon with high-powered gaming PCs that consumes a ton of power anyway. I don't think the power consumption matters, at least to me. True. You just gotta make sure you don't go through a power strip and have its own dedicated wall outlet. If possible, spread across different breakers, but that's not exactly easy. I don't think UPSs could also act as a power conditioner to help with spreading out power as well. Yes, there's actually such things as power conditioners. They're usually only meant for extremely high-end devices. Cannon Grad has gone down. Best use Burgundy to get that recovered. There's only ever one time I've ever seen a power conditioner ever used. And that was help maintain the control systems of a centrifugal arm that spin pilots around. Because that is something that requires a power conditioner just to make sure it stays proper. AI stews now deployed in the field in decent numbers now. And getting shelled. Do you have any CRTs in storage? Can't. If I did, I would not be able to give give those out. And probably not. If they are still being in storage, it's probably being used for a very limited certain situations for certain systems. But that's something that's not going to be given out. Got some US landmines here. That AI Stu is just getting attacked quite hard. And since his teammate is an AI... yeah, I'm going to fast forward a little bit. I don't think there's any chance of the Panzer Elite player to pull out victory right now. You have to do one decisive blow himself against the enemies, and I don't see that happening with two Panthers, since his biggest issue is artillery, and he has making no real threat against the artilleries. Whoops. Off-at combat group gets an M10 and two MGs and a rifleman. M10 did take some damage there. Shoots prefer forward. Going for 17 powder, which will make sense against all the stews. Those getting showed by the AI stews. M10 finished off an AI stew there. Oh, we will see this off-at combat group included two AT guns. It's actually pretty good versus Double Panther. But right now, perfect. If you gave me a moment after this game, I'll take a look at one of them. Does throw some grenades there. Another Humo deployed on the field. Of course, against not many VPs remaining, the game's effectively over. And that is the end of the replay. This is Android saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Let's take a look at one of them. If you can give me a moment. Just need to minimize all that sort. Let's see. Oh, both on maps that don't really get castled too often. Roughly the same size as well. Wait, I need to bring this up over here, and there we go. Menu, multiplayer, game history. Well, let's do this one that's one of each. Also need to minimize that. Bring this up back up over here and maximize. Greetings everyone, and Great here. Another Company Heroes 1 replay. So on the right side, as the Panzer Elite forces, we got Colonel Radek, who has the Schwimmwagen. And there's plenty of water for the Schwimmwagen to do its job at swimming. Spawn as his Wehrmacht ally, we got L.Tilda? I don't know what that name's supposed to mean. It's like a flag that's half-mast. That's my best guess what that name could mean. Spawn as the U.S. force, we got Cuckoo? No, it's not Cuckoo. There needs to be O. So Cow. Spawn as the British force, we got Lang. Probably butchered that name well enough. Scope Rifle Squad heading down south. Fort HQ immediately redeployed. For resource acquisition, we got medium yield points down south. Right here is a low. Everything else is low to medium. No high yields on this map. Scoper squad. He's going to try to lock down that sector. It is a fuel sector, but a forward point like that can be a double-edged sword. If he does try to redeploy on this sector, gotta make sure you build some slip trenches to hold the line. But right now he's just getting overrun. Schimwagen knocking around the intersection and starts decapturing the fuel sector now.
Ready for all group.
HQ command truck taking a bit of peppering. We do have Scoper squad heading down south. Lieutenant here. Intersection straightforward. Getting some hits there onto the lieutenant. Vickers Place did fire a couple bursts there. Panzer is backing off to that HQ, or not HQ. Looks like he's trying to build some wire there, though we do have this area open. Intersection does get behind some heavy cover there. A rifle squad, rifle squad engaging the pioneers, forcing back. I've got the Schimwagen here. I was thinking it should be quite fun if the Panzer player goes for tank hunter with the Schimwagen, because the ability to have your Schimwagen spot out landmines is a very powerful, or at least a very fun ability. Panzer is taking a bit of damage. The nice thing about going for tank hunter, you don't really have any munition sinks, so you can go for double Schimwagen and start mining up the map and declaring the land as mined. Schimwagen getting peppered up by the Vickers emplacement. Trying to swing, finds the 30 cal emplacement. Yeah, that point is just going to be secured. Ooh, take a hit there. Hopefully build landmines with Schimwagens. Ansgarders need to fall back and overrun by riflemen.
Supply lines are broken. We have territory out of supply.
Yeah. Nope, there goes the Panzer Grenadier. I say the Schimwagen is a good counterpart to the Cannon Grad. Though overall the net abilities is better for the Cannon Grad. The Schimwagen still has some excellent abilities, primarily Tank Hunter. Tank Hunter's landmine abilities provides an invaluable ability for Panzer Elite since they don't normally have access to landmines. Sure, Tank Hunter does give access to teller mines, but regular landmines could also be used against infantry. Pros and cons between the two. Pioneer falling back. We got the shrine here loaded with MG42 to make things extra holy. MMG carrier upgrade here, but it looks like the MG42 is doing just fine. Mortar pit firing away. Seems like dark. Is that have boards there? Nope, just shadows. The hedgehog. Do now have the intersection suppressed. Mortar engaging the shrine. Pioneer falling back there. He has redeployed 40 HQ on the central road, which is a medium munition point, and also very long and thin. So it does provide some good coverage, but interesting coverage. It's also pretty far forward. He needs to get out some slit trenches here to, as a back line. Maybe with a lieutenant inside one to keep it nice and warm.
Quickly, join the troop.
Tank buster now deployed in the field. Infantry 42 falls back for some reinforcements. So down south we do have engineers and riflemen. That's our squad's efficiency 1, but down to 3 members, even lower on health. 2 Volks can simply clear out the beach.
Claimed for Germany.
Engineers do fall back.
We are losing a sector. Steady up
Oh, we do have a Panzer Elite mine. Very nice. So Tank Hunter has been selected. Tank Busters can start cleaning out the mortar emplacement, but looks like maybe going straight for the garrison. A lot of good targets there, but also makes it a bit more vulnerable for small arms fire, like the rifle grenades. We need to focus on that squad with the regular Panzer Grenadiers. Deploy does the marksman here. It looks like he threw a shot into the medics, it looks like. Maybe trying to hit the, I don't know what he was trying to shoot at. Medics have a, ooh, detonates, oh, the Sherlock charge for landmine. It was like a Greyhound. That's what happened there. MMG carry here. Intersection here getting ripped apart. Does get wiped on out. Panzer needs to just start focusing down the mortar emplacement. He himself needs to fall back soon. And it does put a landmine there, but it is detected by the scope rifle squad. I was been told that was actually bugged where it doesn't actually do it. He does lose the Panzer Grenadier there to the flamers. These guys all need to fall back. The double flamer on the flank. Doesn't realize there's a landmine freshly deployed out there. Does explode. They have the MG4 too far away, pinning down the squads. And looks like the landmine may have been detonated there. He needs to hit the retreat button so it gets not pinned down. Flamenger is immolating the Volks. They need to fall back sooner rather than later. Sniper just firing away, but looks like he may have been hitting this guy here. Not sure. MG4-2 got caught reloading. Volks really wish they had stun grenades the moment. Ooh, that squad got immolated. Needs to fall back this guy here. Does. Lots of healing there. I think I just heard telemines are now available for the Panzer Elite player. Short-barreled Panzer or Panzer IV Command cannot deploy on the field. They'll call short-barreled Panzer IVs. If this HQ locked down right here, short-barreled Panzer IV can easily clear out all the infantries. Assuming it stays there, of course. And now the US player only has barracks, not even a supply yard at the moment. For our cast division right now, we know that the Allies are extremely vulnerable to any sort of vehicles. Not a lot of manpower at the moment for the Panzer Elite player. Nice thing about engaging this HQ right now, since there's no split trench, he can simply get behind this heavy cover and have a very good firing position on this region. Mortar pit is still damaged, not repaired. He has to rely on his teammates' engineers for that. Goes for another Panzer Elite landmine there, which the flame engineers may explode. They do in fact explode. Panzer engaging the mortar emplacement. More Panzer Grenadiers heading down south. Volks Grenadiers. Oh, we've got Stormtroopers with Panzer Shreks. Mortar emplacement has gone down.
We have eliminated the enemy once more.
Looks like one of the Flamer Engineers may have been wiped out. Looks like gone for triple Flamer Engineer. And since this guy was pretty wounded in start of conflict, he may not have base healing at the moment. Sniper does finish off the flame. Excuse me, Flame Engineers as well. These guys do fund the base MG. Howdy. We now have the intersection push up north. Panzer fired against this Vickers placement. That's current rate. The Panzer Grenadiers could probably get some STGs going. But right now the Panzer Elite player's mission has been consumed by placing landmines, which is always a good option. There's a Stormtrooper bundle grenade there. Panzer's engaging the emplacement. These guys getting overran. Assault grenades would be great for these Volks, but he's probably just going to go for stews. One Panzer Grenadier does fall back. This other one's quite wounded. One of the instructions appear to have gone down. Stormtroopers do fall back. Now got the MG4-2 push forward, and these guys are very tightly clustered, so good split pressure here. US 30 cal deployment field, and that is from a support weapon center. Assault grenades now actually being deployed out by the Volksgrenadiers. Oh, there was a landmine there, apparently. I did not see that. These guys are now going to throw the second stun grenade now. There's a stew. Mortar half-track has been deployed in the field. Medic, I think that was a US medic station that gone down there. And this is the problem with if a forward HQ is too far forward, you just get overran. Let's see. Oh, we do have a Churchill deployed in the field. Very needed. He needed that. Hetzer can start engaging it. He does have access to Hetzers, assuming he gets enough manpower for it. Light half-track could be a good combination along with it. Light half-track goes well with any composition, honestly. Because let's be frank, the crit shots is a little bit on the overpowered side. If it was damaging a crit, sure. But full immobilization and even heavy engine crits are a bit too strong for it. Oh, incendiary mortar there, making that trench extra warm. Oh, double sticky bomb down the stew. These arc squads need to fall back. They're about to get wiped on out. Double mortar half track here. That's a good option to help hurling shells up here. Churchill is advancing. Nothing much the player can do at the moment. He can always get the mine plow as well, so landmines will not be as effective versus Churchill. Double sticky bomb there. Immobilized and dead. Stormtroopers do have the rear armor here. Get some pens there. Gets a bounce there with the Pack 38. And the Churchill's going to be falling back. Does take a rear armor hit there. Intersection push right forward. Like I said, a slit trench right now would be great. Just something to help him lock down and give him a bit of stabilization. After all, this is an RTS, you can't build stables and deploy out horsemen. So stability is not as easy to come by. Volksgrenadiers push right forward, trying to go for assault grenades, but they are a little bit scattered. Though one or two assault grenades here wouldn't be half bad due to how clump up these guys are. Yep, got a pretty good stun there. He may not even have a field support truck for even with sappers to get this thing repaired. Oh, looks like these guys about to get wiped on out.
Superiority once again. Burn them out. We now have incendiary grenades at our disposal.
It's a trench now being built. Does get destroyed engine crit there. Stu can't do much for the Churchill, at least I don't think can. But can hit the guys, ooh, that was a good shoe shot. He can at least start hitting off all support. Takes the Bren squad there, so don't have to worry about any buttons. Pack 38 gets a bounce. Main gun destroyed crit. His teammates engineers trying to get it repaired on the up. Oh wait, mortar hack track scores the kill.
The lumbering Churchill is no match for our might.
One tank killed by the mortar half track.
Our brave infantry can now double their efforts against enemy tanks.
Volksgrenadiers do throw a stun. Multiple stuns. does rifle that squad entirely. Gets a great shot there. HQ command truck is about to get knocked on out. 30 cal does get decrewed. And there goes the HQ command truck. Heads are now pulling a field. A little bit late. The church was already down. Rangers push right forward, getting ripped apart by the Panzer Grenadiers. Looks like incendiary grenades in the garrison. Panzer Grenadiers heading down south. 30 cal here has been resecured by the British player, but that's getting ripped apart. Does go down there. And looks like the lieutenant does go down there. British forces right there, and looks like the US player back to the game. The Brit appears to be idle as well, so looks like it's the end of the game. And that is the end of the game. And that's what happens if you get a Fort HQ too far forward and you're unable to hold the ground and everything just gets exploded. This is Grade saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Probably have time for one more replay tonight. I have a bunch of replays that somebody submitted to me, so probably should do one of those, and that'll probably be it. This one's labeled Annihilation, so I'm wondering if this Annihilation game, that can mix up the games a little bit. Nope, it's not Annihilation. Maybe Annihilation Victory. Greetings everyone, and Grade here for another Company Heroes 1 replay. Small on top left side as the Panzer Elite forces, we've got Kuda Letoy. Well, I butchered that name well enough. Small on the south side as US forces, we've got Sonic_Stahl. Is that the German version of Sonic the Hedgehog? Either way. Going straight for the fuel sector, so maybe I'm for some fast 2-2s, or faster 2-2s. Though, do want to get the high or medium yield munitions or fuel point there.
Infantry section ready.
More Panzer Grenadiers now being employed to fuel. Or maybe we're going to be trying to eye for this medium yield. So looks like going to try to go for faster 2-2s or some sort of fuel-based play by getting this fuel sector. Triple engineer deployed in the field, all heading up north.
We are upgraded and ready for action. Target captured.
True, I can see that can be quite frustrating, but also without it, their Minesweeper squad is locked behind a tech structure that's not necessarily easy to get. Oh yeah. They pop up from the HQ, and once you get a pile of units, they're very vulnerable to high explosive. So we got a quadruple engineer opener into a barracks. Interesting. Quadruple engineer is definitely a bit more rare. Going straight for the fuel sector, we'll need to get the strategic point captured first in order to get supplies going. Sanic equals Alexander. That I would not have guessed. What? I just know that people like nickname like Sonic the Hedgehog like Sanic the Hedgehog. What does that mean? It's like the whole meme of just type in any name, the Hedgehog, and voila, you got it. So that'll be Alexander the Hedgehog. Okay, that's probably getting a little bit too stupid of a joke.
Ready for all group.
I've secured the objective.
What? If Sanic equals Alexander, what is Sanic or Sanic? What is the original host language? Original language? Engineers getting hit by the Panzer Grenadiers. They may be behind heavy cover, but engineers do just soft retreat behind to light cover to draw them out of cover. Oh, it shouldn't be easy to get. Brits have so many advantages in the early game, and it has linear progression to victory that you don't hammer them, they just explode until you die. I don't know what the developers were thinking of the Brits for. Yeah, Brits' whole game design is horrible. I'm not talking about the mobile HQs. They'll be honest, sort of weird how those trucks can bounce ammo or bounce tank rounds, but more the fact that they don't have an easy access to AT. Piats are unreliable in my opinion versus the German heavy panzers, but they have a really bad hit or miss rate, really bad accuracy. Yeah. Brits is, of all the factions Cup Heroes 1 that needs a redesign, it would definitely be Brits. I also don't like the fact that you have to spend munitions to heal up your units. I think that's one thing nice about Cup Heroes 2, that medics are something that should be a baseline asset you should be able to get. Russian version, stall probably means steal. Yeah, oh yeah, Stalin, Man of Steel. It's either Brits sits on the VPs all game with emplacements you can't do anything against unless you spam, unless you send your Shreks on which they just counter with their infantry swarm. Yep. Oh, not to mention how, yeah, the Brits infantry designs just focus on blobbing. You have to have a lieutenant in your formation, so you have to have one lieutenant to support a big formation infantry units, or you have to get scope rifles, which actually does reduce their capability in some aspects as well. Like, in order for your units just to be pushed out onto sectors, you just have to have a lieutenant nearby just to convince them to jog. It's, ugh. I also really hate it when it's a team game and it's Brits and Americans. Americans still benefit from the Brits' locked sectors even if you cut off the... Yeah, then it also acts as a fly drop-off point. Yeah, the British faction is a faction of gimmicks. They're based on the Protoss of Cup Heroes 1. A faction of gimmicks.
Your command.
Panzer Command now deployed on the field.
Ammunitions depot to the enemy.
Scout car ready for combat.
We are losing a sector.
Do now have a scout car deployed in the field. I do hear a Jeep. Yep, Jeep hits the Panzer Grenadiers a little bit. We do have a 221 push way forward. Panzer Grenadiers rotating around. If the Americans don't have connections to the territory, they should not get the resources, so it feels pointless playing Scorched Earth or harassing cutoff points. It doesn't really matter. It's more or less the design of just how British drop-off points work. Since income is shared, they never programmed split map capability. It's actually the same way in Cup Heroes 2, that there are just certain sectors labeled command as count as a supply drop-off point that's shared across your team.
The enemy is becoming less mobile.
We do have now the Jeep going on down. As we're just pushing forward, got the rifle squad in some heavy cover, but they're a little bit overwhelmed. The wounded Panzer Grenadier squad does fall back, allowing the other Panzer Grenadiers to rip apart the riflemen. Engineers come to the sectors up north. We still have 4 engineers in the field. So 1 rifleman, 1 sniper, 4 engineers. She's gone to both the support weapon center and the barracks. there's a whole British campaign. I think they were just doing experimental design, something a bit more drastic.
Grenadiers, welcome to our Schützentrupp. Ready to move into action.
Wait, did the Jeep already go down? I guess the Jeep went down right there. Sorry, I missed that. And Lotus Panzer Support Command got partially built. Needs to continue building it, but actually misrouted the unit there. Got a 2-2 sort of parked here as well. Need to do a bit of cleaning up on the base sector. Yeah, there is no cutting off, or you have to cut off away from the British forward HQ, and not from whatchamacallit. And not able to just cut off normally. And that's one reason why I think Brits also need to be redesigned. You can go for forward HQ, but you should also make it so you don't have to go for forward HQ. Like, there's a large number of things I think Brits just needs to be reworked on. Cypher does connect onto the Panzer Grenadiers.
We have gained the momentum on the field.
Not to mention there's a... Oh, we got a US landmine here. There's a large number of units sort of just have overlapping roles. Like, why is there both a... Like, I think the Stuart and the Stag Hound should be bulletins to be swapped between the two. Why on earth are they separate units? I'm not talking about the bug where the Pinto mount is constantly firing and can cause suppression. That's something bugs should simply just be eliminated. Oh, did not manage to sweep this here. Must have just stayed out of its radius. So yeah, that's one of the weird things, like how the stack, there's 3 overlapping units between the Stuart, the Staghound, and the Tetrarch. Sure, Tetrarch can be forward deployed, but it is quite difficult to do that multi-flare due to this long deployment cost. Even if it gets, say, one last command point deployed in the field, I don't know if that'd be great because that may arrive too early. Maybe the Tetrarch glider could also bring in other assets. Or at least allow the Tetrarch, upon selecting the commando doctrine, you have an option to deploy a Tetrarchs from the infantry support building without the captain. I think that'd be a good way to mix it up a little bit. Kenigrad getting shredded by all the engineers. Kenigrad has gone down. Best use of Burgundy to get that recovered. Upgraded Panzer IV commands now available. So may see a short-barreled Panzer IV. He has a lot of resources stockpiled up, so a short-barreled Panzer IV is possible. And don't think we've seen what doctrine he's gone for, so maybe Tank Hunter to go for some Hetzers to go along with it. Light TF track, quite understandable. I think that self-repairability is because engineers are not available in the initial HQ truck. That I think is a bit more was supposed to be designed as a hot fix, workaround. Because they didn't have sappers in that structure. So I think that was a technical limitation, reason why they added that ability. Looks like a US sniper somewhere over here. Oh, it's inside the garrison itself. Oh, that's a Hellcat. That's a pretty early Hellcat. Those lose a rifleman squad. You now plot mortars. 2-2 has gone down. He does have extra light ATF track on the field. Sends a miss there. Light ATF track forward. He does not have access to tank busters. He does not have that structure. He's building that structure now. We're going to see some crit shots soon. Destroyed engine crit. Fully immobilized. Needs to get back on off because he's about to get shelled. Behind the train now. Continue going this way. Don't get shot. The left exposed. With that turnaround there, he should have immediately just go behind the train and continue going that way. One thing they could have also, if they wanted to keep the repairability, is saying that you can only use it while in territory, in supply. Have you thought about running KK or recovered counter? Sorry, I think that came a little bit broken. I'm not so sure what you're meaning.
The Americans are capturing a sector.
I think that came a little bit broken. I'm not sure what you're saying there. Double Flame Engineers moving around.
Kampfgruppe Company has reported in and is ready to be deployed.
Also, other things that could help prevent the Brennan carrier repair is also say can't be in combat. Those are some flags, at least in Couple Heroes 2, that if set, it denies abilities. You can
We are
set.
losing ground.
He means Kaliningrad. Oh,
Defensive
yeah.
operations
You
have
can, it's one of the jokes I like to do is, oh, Kaliningrad goes down, use a Burgundy to cover, because you can do that. Doesn't mean you should, but I'm just saying you can.
Unit has been upgraded. Auto repairs are finished. Arc ready.
Okay, oh no, a counter, as in like a number counter for Kaliningrad. I think it's been 1 or 2 across 3 years. Yeah, it's been very few. Sorry, it took me a moment to realize what you're talking about.
ready. Send your mission orders.
Oh, but those are Shimwagons, not Kaliningrads. Totally different units.
Kampfgruppe is losing a munitions depot to the enemy.
I'm pretty sure I will haunt everybody with that to quote. Oh, finds Hellcat. Definitely a Hellcat. After all, it's definitely a nightmare if you would have a vehicle pop out in the middle of nowhere. Like that. And may get destroyed by one more Panzer shot. Does not take it out. If you would have sprint after it, you probably could have picked it off.
Ready.
2 dudes pushing forward. Got flame engineers. Oh, there's a sniper.
Say again. Enemy armor neutralized.
We have eliminated the enemy.
If that sniper would have just tried to back off of there, it would have been safe. Hitting the retreat button actually doomed it. Panzer Grenadiers heading down south. We do have a 30 cal emplacement here.
Awaiting orders.
Do have a US landmine here. Engineers to repair up the Hellcat. Don't be too aggressive with that. Also, Hellcat camo is ridiculous. Why does it have the same detection radius as a Kaliningrad, but the Funkvalk gets spotted from 20 meters away? Not sure. Yeah, honestly, the Hellcat, I think it's one of those things that the Hellcat just doesn't need the camouflage ability. Like, there's no reason why that's should be in the game. It's not wait and see ambush, it's the immobile ambusher. M10's mostly firepower and strength. Hellcat's supposed to speed. That's not camouflage.
To be even weaker than we thought.
Which is honestly sort of ironic. The M10 is equipped with 76mm. We're pretty sure the Hellcat's most good number of versions, including the version that's in game, is 90mm as well. Shouldn't that be the firepower one? Though, to be fair, M10s are not a mobile unit either. The M10 was supposed to be a replacement for the, like, was it M3 GMC half-track? It's like the half-track with a 75mm cannon in the back of it. Similar to, the, I think, the Sherman or even the Pack Hauser Scott. So the M10 actually has a very, very poor turret rotation speed. It was an unpowered turret. Panzer Grenadiers do get wiped out. So any game that has M10 with fast turret rotation is historically inaccurate. Do you have early Panthers now pulled in the field? True, but of course the Veterancy keeping them alive is far more effective because a Veterancy 3 Pershing, if you ever get one in the field, becomes a wooden condition of its own. Well, Wehrmacht Veterancy is weak, but queued up through upgrades. And the Panzer Elite upgrades are, of course, choosable for a bit more focus. And then you got the Brits who just oh, I got an aura that buffs up to a stupid degree and promotes blobbing. There's also a lot of myths gets portrayed in this game, like Panzer IVs having good armor, when in actuality the Sherman tanks had better armor. Yeah, the Cup Heroes one that does play a lot of biases. Panther's been known to also historically have good front armor, but their side armor is worse than even a Sherman's side armor. And of course, side armor wasn't introduced into the game until Cup Heroes 3, and too bad that was a horrible game. Engage in the bunker here, in which if a shot strays really bad, hits the structure there, could detonate a landmine underneath it. Trying to repair it on up to stall it out. Another Panther pushed forward over here. In the observation post, got a landmine here that he's also avoiding. Do you have a tank depot, of course, here? Maybe going for another Hellcat? No motor pool for M1 AT guns. Also, the Hellcat's not a tank. It's a self-propelled gun. Finds all 3 landmines and not actually too much damage, honestly. Hellcat does get a bounce, gets a pen there. Historically, that would have been a lethal shot. Hellcat does go down. I think it's also a bit of a, when it comes to balance, I think there's a bit of a design philosophy that's a bit bad in Cup of Heroes. While some games does warrant like, oh, better early game versus better late game as a concept, it's actually not a great idea in Cup of Heroes since the games are designed to be very long and not to be closed out in an instant. So early games will fine, but late game ones just last for far longer than most other RTSs. The whole early game, late game mechanic should have been toned down a bit. Maybe I should do some time to update my mod in Cup Heroes 2 and do another showcase of it. Got double sniper here, both camouflage. Of course, they can't do much versus Panthers. Hellcat gets a pen there, very nice. I wonder if it re-camouflage in time. Gets a bounce there. Get some more bounces. Another Panther pushes way forward. This one's at full health. This one needs a lot of repairs. So to a certain extent, yes. Actually, there's some balancing issues with Kane's Wrath. There's if you include the community patches with fixed a lot of bug issues. Oh, got a sector artillery raining on in. Gets a good shot there, so Scorcher selected. There is a big complaint about Scrin. Scrin hexapods lanes too much, and since you have a lot of the eradicators for healing it up, and the ability that has the salvage aura, it makes it a little bit too much laney. And then of course, I think that people don't like the rage generator for the Redeemer. Well, the Marv is just good, as it's bulky, it's generous. You get a reduced amount of Tiberium income by eating all the crystals like that, which makes it a bit more balanced. Reduce income for quick income. Nope, does take out one of those units there. And ironically, Reaper 17, as rare as people play it, is actually people think the extra conversion reserves for them is a little bit overpowered as well. Yep, I was casting some Kane's Wrath for a little bit of time, but doing that off stream, and I just I was overworking myself trying to do more Command & Conquer stuff. I do like casting Kane's Wrath, but it's just the thing is like, how many games do I want to cast? What games do I want to drop? That sort of thing. Company Heroes 1 and 2, of course, highly sought after, at least with my current community. Kaliningrad has gone down. Best use of Burgundy to get that recovered. Hellcat does go down there. And of course, I do want to focus more on Age of Mythology and 4, since those, of course, newer games that have more active development, all that sort. Plus, I do love those games as well. If anything, maybe drop Advanced Wars, but I also do get some good interaction with Advanced Wars, both Days of Ruin. So right now, it's just one of those things like I'm at capacity of what I can do. Supreme Commander Forge Alliance, very good. Though I have not played Supreme Commander, what's it called? Forever? Forge Alliance Forever, FAF. But I do love Supreme Commander FA. And also that's the origin of Show Me the Way memes. Even though people don't realize that all those, a lot of the terminology actually did come from Supreme Commander, which what was it called? The Ugandan film? Which inspired the Ugandan Knuckles meme. I think a lot of that dialogue came from Supreme Commander, a lot of the inference for it. That's a whole rabbit hole in itself. Got it. Got double medic station there, which is quite unusual. I'm not sure what he's doing that. I don't know what he's doing in general. Let's switch to the US player. I think the US player sort of just gave up. Has feud repair. This is this Pershing line. He needs a little bit more command points for the Pershing, so he's just trying to solve the Pershing. He does have some command points to work, VPs, tickets to work with. 201. Going for another medic station here. I have no idea what he's doing.
200 points. Our front lines are collapsing.
Gets a good number of units crushed there. He has enough command points to the Pershing now. At this point in time, now retreat back the engineers, save some manpower, get out of the Pershing, I guess. Social wars, social empires. I'm guessing mean real life stuff. All that I know is avoid all socialism. One of RTS I like is, yep. I tried doing a bit of the casting bit of that and tried to do like a retroactive like Giant Tank Games for Allied Earth Assault, but the game kept on crashing on me and I sort of rage quit. Not to mention that the game has really bad memory leaks. Definitely a fun game. Wish it was explored a bit more. Pershing takes some damage there. I mean, the Hierarch's walkers was just fun. Ironically, the Elite of the Lantians of the faction is just a little bit stale compared to the other two, ironically. But it looks like the game's effectively over. Lately, I've just been playing a lot of Stellaris.
We're losing ground out there. Supply lines are broken. We have territory cut off from supply. Got hostiles in the compound. Base is under attack.
Triple Panthers pushing his way forward. Another Panther over here. Can I grab a kitchen over here? At this one time, I just don't understand why the US players are still in the game. Just back out of the game. And that is the end of the game. This is Angrade saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. It was just a hard time for RTS around that period because all the big RTSs were on the market. Let's see. What really sort of ended a lot of RTS stuff is 3 big releases at roughly the same time. You got Command & Conquer 4, which was horrible. You got Supreme Commander 2, which was not very good. Not as bad as Command & Conquer 4, but it was not very good as a successor to Supreme Commander Forged Alliance, or even just regular Supreme Commander. And then you got StarCraft 2, which just straight up killed them. And StarCraft 2, Wings of Liberty, was excellent. And, of course, Heart of Swarm and Legacy of the Void wasn't as great. Though I think Nova Covert Ops did a little bit better than both those two in design. But you got the three big giants at the time. Two of them were flops. One was excellent, and nothing really came much after or StarCraft 2 for a lot of good RTSs in general. A couple here and there, but nothing caught on because StarCraft 2 had a very had BattleNet at the time, which was great for retaining the community. And then after that, I suppose you got Wargame, Red Dragon, roughly that time as well. And overall, they had good releases afterwards, but they just doesn't appeal for a large enough audience, let's just simply put. If like StarCraft feels too mobile game, but Grief CNC 4. Yeah, I didn't like Supreme Commander 2. It had possibilities. I didn't like how much it was scaled down for starters. And the research tech system just didn't feel like Supreme Commander overall. Not to mention the story was pretty weak. It was a very basic. It was a relatively basic story. The only thing unique character I would say was actually interesting was probably the two Brackmans. The younger Brackman, which is I think is not necessarily a son, protege, some sort. This is my last replay for tonight. Sorry for those who are still sticking around. But yeah, as I mentioned beforehand, this was my last replay tonight. I just talking about RTSs. But yeah. Well, that shall be it for me tonight. So everyone, thank you for watching. Have a good evening and get some good rest.